What's up, everyone? It's your host, Ghost, coming to you live with another wonderful video. How is everyone today? I am doing just well. I know. I'm late. But that's okay. Oh, yeah, that's good. Oh, man. All right, just woke up. You're doing good today. How is everyone? All right. Sorry. Just organizing all my stuff. I got a lot of it, apparently. We should have a good show today. Good show. Lots of stuff to talk about today. Lots of stuff to talk about. Um, sorry. Okay. So, but yeah, it should be a good show. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. I got something new going on that I will share. I'll probably do it halfway through my video. If you follow me on Twitter, then you know exactly, or you probably have an idea of what I'm going to talk about. Okay. And if you don't follow me on Twitter, make sure to follow me. Oh, I'm sorry, not Twitter, X, because that's their name, X. Follow me on X, official W Ghost. It's the best way to learn when I'm going live. How many people do I even have follow me? I have a very low account because I am brand spanking new at all this wonderfulness. So 37 followers. Yeah. All right. But make sure you follow me on X at official W Ghost. Again, I always announce when I'm going live, and I'm very nice, and I put the links below so that you can, find where I'm at and what I'm doing and when I go live. I don't have a unique code at Rumble, so it makes it a little hard when it comes to trying to find me and whatnot. I'm not that big. I mean, I just started out, but I got how many people at this point? I got 6 people on my with Ghost and 7 with Gaming with Ghost, so I'm getting there. And then speaking of, shout out to DAndroid13 who just started following me about 4 hours ago. So shout out to you, my man. Thanks for the follow. I hope you watch this later and give it a big old like. But yeah, my 2 Rumble channels are with Ghost and Gaming with Ghost. And then my YouTube is with Ghost. So if you're watching us on YouTube, obviously that's where it is. And make sure you sorry, memory blinking. Make sure you give me a subscription there and like the video on Rumble as well. And then on Kick, I am Gaming with Ghost as well. So those are all my 4 channels. I used to have a lot more, but it's starting to be a headache to set everything up. So, but anyways, let's get to the topic at hand. Today, we're going to talk about the Andy No trial. It's got a verdict that was rendered. I don't agree with it. But who the fuck cares what I think? I thought I had one more on this whole thing. Hold on. Oh, I think that's what the problem was. Unless I did it twice. Hold on. There we go. I knew I had one more of that. All right. Anyway, sorry. But yeah, the Andy No trial. We got updates. A verdict was rendered. I don't agree, but we'll look into it. The reporter, who is Andy No's coworker, colleague, worker B, he's senior editor, so I guess she's going to be under him. She was threatened and harassed, and then her car broken into. We'll look at that. Her name is Katie Daviscourt. Yeah. So that happened. A racist teacher was fired, and it's not the racist you think. So we'll get into that. She's from Texas. She got fired for some very terrible things, and it's good she got fired. And then we're going to look at some J6 shenanigans, and then a Seattle cop retires. And then we're going to look at some hosts. Debating whether I might do the Jan 6 later, maybe do a whole show on it tomorrow. But we will see. I got a little bit of extra time today. Not really, but I'm just not going to go to the gym this morning. I'm going to go back to bed because I got to do something at work that causes me to go in early, and I might go and work out then. And then, so yeah. But anyways, we may do the J6 shenanigans. We'll definitely do the Seattle cop retires, and then we're going to look at some hoes and make comments and offend people. All right, so let's get into it. Hold on, I gotta... All right, so now, like I said, this is old, not really old. It's from yesterday, but the trial has rendered a verdict. We'll get into that probably in the next topic. Yeah, the next subject of this whole thing. So we'll get into it then. So we're gonna go kind of chronologically, and that's so breaking. Alleged Antifa attacker John Hacker testifies in tears during Andy No's trial. Confesses to attack, admits to working with journalist Sergio Olmos. Now this is John. What's it? Hacker. This is one ugly motherfucker. I don't know what happened to him. I'm just gonna Google this song because I keep seeing his ugly fucking face, and this is one ugly motherfucker. Okay, I can't figure out what happened to his face, but he's an ugly motherfucker. Some maybe something fucked up happened to his face, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe that's all surgery. I don't fucking know. Alleged Antifa affiliated defendant John Colin Hacker testified on Monday in journalist Andy No's civil trial against Rose City Antifa and confessed to alleged crimes levied against him in the complaint. This testimony came as Judge Sinalapasi issued new court orders that ban the public and non-credential press credential press from being in the courtroom for the duration of the trial. This decision was made due to multiple disruptions in the court since the trial began last week, as well as safety concerns. Hacker has been accused by Post Millennial senior editor and Andy Ngo of assault, battery, theft, and intentionally infliction of emotional distress over multiple alleged incidents of violence, which began in 2019, according to the complaint. No is seeking $300,000 from Hacker in damages. Defendant Hacker, who is try to get that way. Yeah. Just make sure nothing's playing in the background that has the volume. Sorry. Just realized that might be annoying. I don't think so. But just in case, we're just gonna make sure, because I realize that might be an issue. All right. Oh, my fucking jaw's clicking. All right, sorry. Defendant Hacker, who is allegedly one of Antifa's doxers, like defendant Elizabeth Reed Richter, who is also named in the complaint, testified that he is Portland-based social justice activist and citizen journalist who has a special skill set at identifying people dressed in covert attire, such as Black Bloc, which is Antifa's militant uniform. He testified in his deposition that one of his primary jobs is to identify right-wingers that infiltrate events. Hacker has been accused of approaching and identifying No during an action which led to a series of physical beatings carried out by Antifa militants until No sought refuge inside the Nines Hotel in downtown Portland on May 28, 2021, according to the complaint. No testified last week that he was wearing black attire to conceal his identity due to safety concerns while reporting on events organized by Rose City Antifa when he was approached by defendant Hacker. Hacker was allegedly the first person to approach No that night, according to No's testimony. During sworn testimony, Hacker testified that he allegedly approached No because the journalist was wearing goggles that stood out amongst the crowd. He said that he had asked the individual a question about his goggles, not knowing it was No at the time. He suspected the person was No after observing his mannerisms and body shape, according to the testimony. Hacker said that after he had allegedly approached No, he revealed suspicions about No's identity to independent journalist Sergio Olmos. While Hacker testified that he approached No and told Olmos about his suspicions that night, saying he believed it could have been a story, he did not admit on the stand to tell anyone else about No's covering the protests that night. God damn, this is just this is a really ugly fucking dude. Like, maybe he's got burned or whatever, but dude, this guy's ugly as fuck. Kind of scary. When asked during cross-examination about utilizing Twitter to allegedly dox people, Hacker testified, "I feel like it's important that people know there's a lot of right-wingers that infiltrate, and so anytime that happens, I note it on Twitter." However, Hacker also recalled that he had spoken to defendant Elizabeth Richter shortly after approaching No. Richter has also been accused of broadcasting No's location on livestream, doxing journalists on Twitter, and encouraging more assaults on No during that night. These allegations have been backed by evidence which has been submitted to the court by No's team. During testimony, it was revealed that the defendant, Richter, had thanked a badass fucking comrade for identifying No on Twitter following the vicious attack. Hacker testified that he was unaware of who Richter was referring to in her tweet, and Richter testified that she did not recall who she was referring to. Yeah, sure. Okay. After these two defendants approached No, he was brutally beaten by a group of black bloc Antifa militants that chased him throughout downtown. Portland surveillance video evidence show No testified that this was the incident broke him. Defendant Hacker was visible on surveillance video roaming with the mob of Antifa reportedly after they had attacked No. In one video, a militant that had beaten No is seen speaking to Hacker and places his hand on his shoulder in what No teams alleged looked like a congratulatory manner. Hacker testified that he did not witness the assault and does not know who No's attacked her story. Bullshit. Despite testifying he's a specialist in identifying people even when they obscure their identities, Hacker asserts during cross-examination he does not know who attacked No. Yeah, I don't believe that at all. The defendant claimed that he wasn't positive about No's identity until after he was in the Nines hotel and being filmed. Hacker testified that he avoided No after suspecting his identity due to a prior lawsuit involving No. While on stand, Hacker had broken down in tears and told No that watching what had happened to him was heartbreaking. No testified he does not believe Hacker physically beat him that night. No's team is suggesting that defendant Hacker and Richter know the identities of Andy No's attackers and are allegedly covering for them, which is preventing No from receiving justice and could embolden them to carry out more attacks knowing they won't be held accountable. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, if you don't think for a second that these fuckers know exactly who attacked this, No, you're an idiot. 100% clear. You're a fucking idiot. They know 100% who attacked them. And look, props to them for not giving up their whatever conspirators, whatever buddies, whatever. But you know, I mean, it's not really on them to identify anyone. It's on the court to find these people. Anyways, look. I just want to be clear. This is the post millennial. Post millennial is generally how it's referred to. Both Katie Davenport and Andy No both work for this, so there's probably a more than likely good chance that this is going to be heavily biased. And it is what it is. And that's okay. I mean, they should be biased. This was one of their people that got attacked. Like, of course they should be biased. But this is why, I don't think this was televised. I didn't see any showing that was televised or anything like that. So, I may be wrong about this. But this is why courts need to be televised, to all. Because we're not hearing, when it comes to written words, we're not hearing a person's tone and their believability. You don't I think humans inherently know when they're being bullshitted. Some people are better at it than others, knowing when someone's bullshitting people. Other people are worse at it. Sorry. There we go. But yeah, you kind of back in the was it the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. If you listen to the managers of Carport, wasn't a place where Kyle was defending, you could tell those motherfuckers were lying out of their ass. They were really terrified. I mean, and of course they were. They were terrified that they would be sued civilly by people who got injured. So of course they were like, no, we didn't ask them to come and help us. Sorry. But yeah, you could tell by just what they were saying. These motherfuckers bullshitting out their ass. They're bullshitters. So, you can't really tell through the written word how believable this guy is. But I don't believe for a second this guy doesn't know who attacked Andy. No. I wouldn't be surprised if they had been in the courtroom during this whole trial before the judge ordered everyone out besides the press. And then, two, or B, they were outside protesting. I 100% believe that the people that attacked Andy were there. And I'm willing to bet that Hacker and Richter know who they are. I'm sure they get together and circle jerk about it all the time. When asked about Rose City Antifa, Hacker testified that they obviously have a website and that there is some type of organization or collaboration, but he's not familiar with how they work. Bullshit! He also testified that he has communicated with people in Black Bloc on occasion. Okay, all right. Regarding the May 7th, 2019 incident in which Hacker allegedly assaulted and forcibly took No's phone. During an unprovoked altercation at the gym, Hacker admitted to, this guy's never, what? This guy doesn't go to the gym. He went specifically to attack Andy. Hacker admitted to pouring water on No, slapping the phone out of No's hand, and then taking off with it. No testified that this was the first time he had been approached in a hostile manner in his personal life. The defendant showed remorse for his action and testified that he had acted on impulse, stating that his actions were inappropriate. Hacker alleged that he targeted No because he was upset with his reporting a few days prior. He allegedly confronted No about covering for fascists and allegedly false reporting on an anti-ISIS protest that Hacker had been involved in organizing. Yeah, okay. I'm sure Andy was definitely false reporting, because the people that that have nothing to hide always attack journalists they don't agree with at all. They always end up attacking them and trying to make sure that no journalist that is of the other side is there to watch and cover what's happening. That's what people that don't do what these what Andy reports does. A Hacker claimed that when he saw Andy at the gym, I was like, fuck this guy, and poured water on him. Hacker explained that was not an appropriate way to address my irritation, and had he not done that, they could probably have had a regular conversation. Yeah, you probably could have. I don't know Andy personally, of course, but I just assume the guy's someone you could talk to and air your grievances with, and if you don't lay a hand on him, he'll probably have a conversation with you. And this kind of should show that this guy has a tendency to go with his emotion. He's an emotional man. He's a weak guy. Sorry, not Andy. This guy, he's an emotional man. He's a weak guy. Can't handle his emotions. So he, instead of controlling them and being a grown ass man, he just wants to attack people. That's what happens when you're an emotional man, people. When asked if he's a member of Antifa, Hacker testified that he's an anti-fascist, but does not associate with the phrase Antifa because it is used to discredit left-wing protesters. Really? I wonder why. Because it's not like you guys want to prevent people from video recording you, and you don't attack people. And while at protests, Hacker said he covers the events and also does cop watch, which is looking for police officers in order to alert protesters about the whereabouts of those officers. Regarding his personal life, Hacker told a story of triumph in which he has overcome addiction after becoming addicted to opiates after he received third-degree burns to 79% of his body. Okay, so that's what happened to his fucked up face. I'm not being nice. I'm really not. I'm not trying to be nice either, because fuck this guy. So yeah, if you think I'm being insensitive, I really don't care. I don't like this guy, and I don't care. And dude's fucked up. His face is fucked up. He overcame his addiction in 2007, got an associate's degree, which led to him becoming an addiction counselor. He later obtained a BAS in public health and then a master's degree in criminology and criminal justice. However, he did not pursue a career in this field and is now a stay-at-home dad instead. Wow, weak. This guy is weak. No wonder he goes out and attacks innocent, skinny, friggin' Asian guys. Defendant hacker apologized to No and teared up on the stand when he mentioned No's testimony, revealing that he had to flee the country to start a new life abroad over safety concerns and is unable to take care of his elderly parents because of it. Hacker said it hits home because he is unable to right his wrongs with his father before he passed. Joseph Christian Evans, a 39-year-old Oregon man with an extensive... Fuck this guy. He doesn't feel anything for Andy No. Look, I will believe this. If Hacker never, ever identifies No again at an Antifa, because I know I'm willing to bet No is going to cover another Antifa event. But I don't believe for a second this guy feels bad. But again, I couldn't watch this. I'm just reading this. If I could watch it, I'd probably have a better sense of whether I believe this guy or not. Anyways, Joseph Christian Evans, a 39-year-old Oregon man with extensive criminal history and several counseling, who was also named in the complaint, arrived at the courthouse on Monday despite being found in default by the court, which excluded him from the civil jury trial. Evans had been accused of violently beating No in June 2019 when No was attacked by Antifa militants with projectiles and milkshakes. According to No's civil complaint, he was also punched, kicked, struck in the head and face with plywood edge designed placards and carbon hardened tactical gloves. No was hospitalized for a brain bleed over the assault. Evans was recorded on video on the same day bashing a man on the head behind using a weapon. On July 14th, the court in Multnomah County granted an order of default against defendant Evans, Madison Lee, and Corby Catherine Belia in No's lawsuit. The judge will likely decide the damage after the main trial. All right, so at the very least, Noah's going to get some money from these fuckers. In December 2022, Evans changed his legal name to Seneca Overkill's shot deputy. What the fuck? And his legal sex is now non-binary. Judge Patrick W. Henry signed an order finalizing Evans' request despite being under litigation at the time. Okay, so then that's how you can catch up there. All right, so that's that. All that wonderfulness. So we'll go and move on to this. So, like I said yesterday, Andy No's trial is over. The jury finds that Antifa militants not liable in Andy No attack. Defense attorney declares, I am Antifa. Again, another reason why trials should be videoed or, streamed live, because it would have been hilarious to watch that shit. Here's ugly motherfucker. Here's defendant. I don't know who this is. All right. Jury has reached a verdict in the trial of investigative journalist Andy No versus Rose City Antifa and its alleged affiliated members, in which they found both defendants, John Colin Hacker and Elizabeth Reed Richter, not liable. I'm assuming this is Richter, but I could be wrong. Not liable in the civil case brought against them. This is just background. All right. Defendant Hacker and Richter, who allegedly worked as Antifa doxers, which after identifying No has led to a series of beatings on May 28th, 2021, were found by the jury on Tuesday not liable for all these claims. Evidence provided during trial, along with testimony given by defendants, assert No's claim in the complaint. Again, we don't know if this is 100% accurate. All we get is the report. And of course, I could go and probably, ask for the documents and all this stuff. I'm not going to do that. Is that being lazy? Absolutely. That's a lot of fucking work. But also, I won't understand any of this stuff. It would be easier if I could just have watched it. Really wish this trial was live streamed. But again, I didn't know if it was or not. I don't know if it was or not. It should have been, regardless. During closing statements, defendant lawyer Michelle Burrows told the jurors that not only does she self-identify as both a progressive and anti-fascist, she strongly declared, "I am Antifa," and insisted upon making herself an "I am Antifa" t-shirt, which she said she would wear after the trial. Okay. So the lawyer's a terrorist. Got it. I think Antifa's labeled a terrorist organization. I know BLM is, but I think Antifa is as well. Despite Antifa's significant recorded history of violence, she told the jury that Antifa's unfavorable reputation is untrue and depicted that the organized militant group as activists fighting for social justice and civil rights. Okay, sure. In defense of Antifa, Burrows said, "Resistance in this country has never been peaceful." I mean, MLK was very peaceful. Okay. However, as she argued before the jurors, Burrows admitted that the black-clad people had physically beaten No were in fact terrorists. A defense attorney went on to say that journalist Andy No has dirty hands. He indicated that No is a doxer as well because he uploaded publicly available mugshots of Antifa affiliate individuals that have committed crimes on his Twitter account, which has over 1 million followers. Okay, just so everyone knows, doxing isn't illegal. If it's publicly available, it's not illegal. And I mean, that means like literally, like even like doxing where you live and stuff isn't illegal. No, don't get me wrong. It's wrong and it shouldn't happen, but it's not illegal. And I think that's very important for people to understand. People can, tell they can, if it's publicly available. And pretty much if you own a house and you it's a matter of public record somewhere. So it's really not illegal to dox anyone. And I got this from a lawyer, Ricada Law. So. And don't get me wrong, I fucking hate doxing. I mean, if you dox me and, you come violently to my house, it's not going to end well. But, yeah. Okay. In addition, the defense lawyer said that since the U.S. has an unregulated internet, what? So? No needs to take responsibility for the words he says on the internet and adds that his conduct has not been pristine. She also attacked No's credibility as a journalist, despite providing the jury with no evidence of the allegations that would have discredited him, other than saying he's a liar and that provides half-truths. Furthermore, Burrows claimed that No reported had created a rager machine that generated so much revenue for Mr. No. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure he would have been happy as long as if he didn't, even if he didn't make as much money if he hadn't been attacked brutally. Before closing statements, Judge Laplace informed the court that the trial jurors have raised concern about being doxxed and claimed that people are trying to find out their identities. The judge then enacted even stricter safety measures that had already been ordered for the court. After announcing her retirement and that this would be her last trial, thank God, Burrows told the jurors that she will remember each one of their faces. Burrows did not take time to provide evidence as to why the two defendants should be free from charges, but rather used the time to defend anti-fascists and attack No's credibility as a journalist. The attorney for Andy No, Dorothy Yamato, had a different approach in her closing statements. Yamato went through each charge levied against defendants Hacker and Richter and provided the jury with substantial evidence relating to each charge and why the defendant should receive each charge pertaining to assault, battery, and intention infliction of emotional distress. In her rebuttal, the attorney encouraged the jury to be mindful of what is evidence and what attorneys have been saying. I've heard allegations and things that have happened that are not evidence. There are lots of attacks against my client's credibility as a journalist. He lies, he misstates. Did the defendants show you his actual posts? Yamato questioned after the defense team failed to provide evidence of No's alleged inaccurate reporting during the trial, claims that were used to discredit him. Yamato explained to the jury that while Hacker and Richter may or may not have physically beaten No on the night of May 28, 2021, the defendant can still be held liable for battery, assault, and intention of infliction of emotional distress due to state law. In regards to battery, the defendant would have to be found guilty of intending to cause harmful or offensive contact with the plaintiff and directly or indirectly cause a harmful or offensive contact with the plaintiff. Yamato argued that this charges apply to Hacker when the defendant had poured water on No and slapped No's phone out of his hand in May 7, 2021, which Hacker admitted to during testimony. Regarding May 28, 2021, the defendants can be held liable for battery by substantially assisting or encouraging someone to commit battery. The evidence provided was Richter and Hacker identifying No, which led to him being physically beaten. The key factor was to identify an infiltrator and beat up the infiltrator. Is identifying the infiltrator substantial assistance? Is that encouragement to commit assault? You saw evidence of the defendant's inability to identify anyone. Is that encouragement? Is that substantial assistance? Yamato questioned, adding, is it encouragement not to reveal identities? Does that encourage them to continue attacks if they know they won't be held accountable? Yamato provided evidence to the jury that was shown during trial in which Hacker and Richter were seen on surveillance video shortly after No had been beaten and only after they had revealed his identity. In regard to causation in concert, in which evidence would have to show the attacks on No were mutually contrived or planned, agreed on, performed in unison, or done together, Yamato explained that Richter's tweet, which was provided as evidence during the trial, appeals to this charge. After No was beaten, Richter had tweeted out, "Our comrade that is a fucking badass spotted him." No's attorney explained that assault in civil does not require contact, but rather intent and plaintiff's awareness. According to No's lawsuit, on May 7, 2019, John Hacker splashed an unknown liquid at a local gym and forcibly took Andy's No phone. When Hacker refused to release the phone, gym employees allegedly interfered and returned the phone to No. According to the plaintiff, No management later terminated Hacker's membership, and Hackers testified that these allegations were true. On May 28, 2021, Hacker allegedly took part in actions that led to No being beaten by Antifa Mob. On that day, No was monitoring Antifa's attacks on the Portland Justice Center and Portland Police Center precincts when Hacker allegedly approached him. The Antifa mob then alleged, "That's Andy, get him." Hacker testified that he approached No and identified him to another journalist. No survived one street beating, which was captured on security tape. No was able to flee and ended up in the Knights Hotel on 525 Southwest Morrison Street. Defendant Richter pursued No into the hotel before being rejected by hotel officials who asked Richter to leave. Richter then backed out, video shows. Richter is seen on video screaming to Andy, "I can't wait for you to come out, Andy." Richter is accused of live streaming broadcasting video of Andy No in the hotel after he had been brutally beaten by his assailants, describing his location inside the hotel and verbally encouraging more assaults on No. Video evidence of this was provided during trial. While defendants Hacker and Richter were not found liable by the jury, No's complaint included 4 other Antifa members who have been found in default, and their damage will be decided by Judge Silopassi after the main trial. All right. Whew. So, one, very clear. This is wrong. Now I'm just going based on the evidence of, again, the post-millennial. They could be extremely biased in this and not render a very truthful thing. That is 100% possible. I'm not saying that's the case, but I'm just saying that's a possibility because Andy knows a part of their crew and everything like that. I mean, they're part of his crew. They are sorry. Sorry. Distracted. I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah. So this could be a very, very biased place or a news source. But just going off of what they said, it's obvious this should have been and again, this is why all trials, regardless civil, whatever, should be televised so we know what the facts are. If, like, the Rittenhouse case was only reported by news source, you wouldn't be able to tell how much of a liars the carport people were, how believable Gage Grosskreutz was, and none of that. How believable Kyle was, none of that. So that's why all trials should be, whether civil, criminal, should be televised under, except for rare circumstances. All right. But yeah, but going off of what they said, what the post write, and I don't know on any of these people personally, but I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt that they are honest individuals and try to report the best they can. The best they can. Mine blanked for some reason. But yeah, so just going off of what they presented, these people should have found liable easily. This should have been an easy case of liability. I mean, the fucking defendant attorney didn't even provide any evidence to back up her claims, and she just talked about anti-fascism. That's all she talked about. Okay, that's all she got, apparently. But yeah, so that's that's it. That's it. They should have been found liable easy. This should have been an easy case. Now, why weren't they found liable? Well, it's very easy to know why. They weren't found liable because people were afraid of the jury. They even raised concerns about being doxxed. But I guaranteed they were also extremely afraid of not only being doxxed again, but also being doxxed, not being doxxed, but they basically were in fear for their lives. They were afraid if they rendered a verdict of guilty or liable, whatever, that Antifa, who we've seen don't really get punished for what they do, And let's be honest, they don't really get punished for what they do. We've seen them not get punished for what they do. And so they figured, hey, these people aren't going to, the police aren't going to protect me. They let a whole city burn. So why the fuck would I, do anything against them? So I guarantee that's why they were found not guilty. That's my opinion. I don't have any facts to prove this up. But that's how I am going to go with it. Before we get into our next topic, we'll say this. I'm probably not going to get into the Jan 6 stuff. I think I'll do a whole show on it tomorrow, mainly because I'm nearly at an hour, and I only got through the first thing I was going to talk about. So we won't get into the J6 stuff. We'll do it tomorrow. But first, before I go on any further, I want to talk about something. I am now an affiliate with coffee, a very important coffee group. And that coffee is Coffee Brand Coffee. That is what I am drinking right now. I am drinking their delicious French toast roast. I know, right? French toast roast? What the hell? No, that is exactly what I'm doing. Why can't I find it? Oh, I'm going to be very upset if they don't have it anymore. Doesn't look like they have it anymore. Those bastards. This one was delicious. Let's see. Hold on. Just trying to see if they have it. They don't. Hold on. I'm going to be very upset if they don't have it anymore. Okay. No, there's more. There's more. Oh, thank God. Okay, hold on. Okay, French toast flavored coffee. That's what they have. It's a medium roast. That is what I'm currently drinking. It is delicious. All right. Now, I am not a coffee aficionado. I can't tell you, I'm not like a wine guy who's like, oh, there's, this flavor. But I can tell you the Coffee Brand Coffee is one of the more delicious coffees I've ever had. I have had it for a while now, actually. Like I said, there's the French toast one. That is, so far my favorite. Now, I will be honest. I haven't had every single one of them. All right. I have not. I have had the dark roast, which was good. My brother particularly enjoyed it. So much so he asked me where I got it and everything. So that's another flavor. There's also bourbon flavored coffee that I have not tried. There's sticky bun, there's s'mores flavored, rocky road, orange creamsicle. There's a variety of flavors. Now there's also standard flavors. There's light roast, medium roast, dark roast, like I said before. There's the caffeinated as well. They also have K-cups. So, if you got those K-pod stuff, they got K-cups. It comes in blueberry cobbler, medium roast, and dark roast. And then there's a really usable K-cup filter that you can purchase. That's awesome. There's tea. There's a variety of teas. There's just so many teas. There's one called gunpowder green tea. How can you not want that? That sounds delicious. I'm not a tea drinker, so I have no idea. But it sounds good, right? There's oolong organic tea, raspberry, apple pie. There's a variety of tea options. And then also there is cocoa. Now, if you're like me, I also like a good cocoa. There is a variety of cocos. Well, there's 3, so I wouldn't call it variety, but there's velvet cocoa, rich caramel hot cocoa, and marshmallow hot cocoa. So if you like cocoa, there's an option there. It is coming. We're coming into the fall and winter time, the best time to have cocoa. So, there's those options as well. They also have cold brew. I don't drink cold brew, but they have cold brew. And then they even have snacks that you can order. What? A coffee company that has snacks? It's basically nuts and saltwater taffy. They got a couple different variety of nuts. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what it looks like. Nuts. But yeah, it's they have so many different blends. And like I said, my favorite is that French toast flavored one. It is really, really good. At the time of purchase, all your coffee is hand roasted to order, and which means they wait until they get the order to fire up the roaster. So it's freshly roasted, and that also means, but they also sell beans, so you can grind them yourself and make it all delicious. It's really really good. Now, uh, obviously, I give very positive reviews. So does everyone else. Nearly 4,000 verified customer reviews, and most of them are 5 out of 5. So I definitely would recommend you give it a try. Now, if you decide to give them a try, and let's be honest, I'm not going to um, advertise for something if I'm not if I'm not enjoying it and using it, and two, if I wouldn't get paid for it, because I am a hoe. I am a money hoe. So if you decide to use coffee brand coffee, this is my my referral link. The coffeebrandcoffee.com/question mark refer equals W or with ghost. So you can use that and you can get, oh shoot, hold on. I believe it is a 5% discount if you use my code. Oh wait, I can just do this. There we go. Yes, it's 5% discount for your referral code. And then if you've already got it, you can use a coupon code for 5% off. And that is with the coupon code GHOST. Use that code and you will be able to get 5% off. Now, if there is a subscription that gives you 10% off, the discount codes do not work for that one, obviously, because it's already 5% off. But if you use my referral link to purchase, I'll still get credit for the sale. So if you want great coffee, I highly recommend, I cannot recommend enough, Coffee Brand Coffee. It is delicious. Now, this isn't a coffee brand mug or anything like that. They do sell mugs. But I've ordered Coffee Brand Coffee for a while now. And, it's far better than a lot of the other coffee companies I've had. And I've had Black Rifle coffee. But I find Coffee Brand Coffee a lot better. So, again, make sure you check, if you really want some good coffee or tea or cocoa or nuts, check out Coffee Brand Coffee. Cheers. All right. I'm done whoring myself out. So let's move on. So this is going to be on Katie Daviscourt and how she was being threatened. Definitely need to update my shit. I wonder, I can't do it mid-broadcast, can I? I want to change it now just because I'll forget if I don't. So I'm just going to do that really quick. Like I said, I will do the Jan 6 shenanigans tomorrow. Cool. So I'll do that tomorrow. And yeah. All right, hold on. Gotta find my description. Oh, my daughter's up. I can hear clumping around the upstairs. Wonderful. Okay, there we go. All right, cool. Sorry. If I don't do it now, I'll forget. So I do apologize for that quick interruption to our regularly scheduled broadcast. All right. So, so this happened. This happened yesterday as well. Antifa militants threatened post-millennial journalist Katie Davenport inside courthouse during Andy No trial. Get in the elevator. I guess I should do something first. Wait, do they? Let me scroll down. All right, so this is her, Katie Davenport. Very lovely lady, it looks like. That was me. I know. This isn't a good picture for her, I'm not gonna lie. But you know, I follow her on Twitter or X. I keep forgetting that it's X now, not Twitter. I follow her on Twitter. She does some good reporting in Seattle and whatnot. So she went down to Portland, Oregon to do the oh yeah, someone just pointed out something really interesting. I didn't even think about that. See, I'm only human. Back to the Andy. No, we're just gonna rewind back. Yeah. So, like I read in the statements, the jury were afraid of doxing. The lawyer said that she was Antifa and that she'd remember their faces. So that's probably another reason why they were like, hey, I don't want to deal with this. All right. So anyways, back to our regularly scheduled broadcast. Okay. I'm going to see if I'd like to see if Katie Davenport will come to the show. Probably not. I'm very small. So it would be more surprising if she does. But I think I'll ask her because there's another thing that we're going to talk about I find very terrible for her. Anyways, so she went to the Andy No trial, obviously, because she is, she works at the same company as him and works as and he is a senior editor at that company. So, of course, why wouldn't she? And she has been threatened and harassed the entire time she's been there, basically. And, one, it's probably because, she's on the side of Andy No. Also, she's fairly attractive, and most of the Antifa people are not. So that's probably a combination too. All right, Davenport said that she was waiting for the elevator. Okay, that should be as she was waiting for the. That either should have been while she was waiting at the elevator or as she was waiting for the elevator. Who wrote this? Libby Evans. Terrible reading, or terrible writing. For the elevator when Richter, along with two others, approached her and began to call her names. Shocking. Richter was critical of Davis's reporting on the trial, at which little press was present. Richter called Davenport a fascist and a liar. Okay, this should be sorry. I'm not really a grammar Nazi, but apparently I'm turning into one. And a liar. Richter stands accused of being having directed Antifa militants to No's location during a street protest, leading to No being beaten by militants. So this is Richter. Yeah, so she's very ugly. I know, she is ugly as fuck, goddamn. Isn't it weird that all Antifa members or leftist crazy people are all pretty fucking ugly? Like most of them are pretty fucking ugly. Very few attractive ones. So kind of explains their anger. I mean, all right. Danelle James stood against Richter at the elevator. James reportedly helped run Richter's Twitter account, which they used to dox people. James joined in the harassment, Davenport said. As the elevator arrived, they encouraged Davenport to get in with them. Get in the elevator with us, they said. Why won't you get in the elevator with us? We want you in there, they told Davenport in a threatening tone. Richter. Richter, Daviscourt said, gave her a death glare. Daviscourt made the decision not to enter due to safety concerns. No shit. This is not the first time Richter has approached Daviscourt inside the courthouse during trial. A few days prior, Richter confronted Daviscourt and accused her of being a fascist. As Daviscourt was on the phone with the post-millennial, Hacker approached her and could be heard asking Daviscourt about her reporting. Daviscourt was outside the courtroom when Hacker asked, "Why are you lying in your reporting?" Oh, okay. Cameras are not permitted. Okay, so I was right. Cameras are not permitted within the courthouse, and the post-millennium was told directly by a clerk of the court that outlet was not permitted to record or take photographs. Why are you lying about your reporting? Hacker could be heard to say through the phone. He specifically asked why Daviscourt had reported that Antifa was harassing people at the courthouse, saying that it was only right-wingers who had been harassing people and disrupting this court. That's such bullshit. This despite the fact that one alleged Antifa militant was escorted out of the courtroom, spelled wrong, by 5 sheriffs. I'm sorry. I'm turning into a grammar Nazi watching this. I'm skipping through this because we already read this. As jury deliberated, Daviscourt reported that people were milling around the halls and tensions were running high. The harassment of Daviscourt comes after Noah was also harassed by Antifa on his way into court on Tuesday. Noah was able to identify alleged tormentors in court. The jury, who has not been photographed, told the judge they had concerns about being doxxed, and the people were trying to find out who they were. Trial has been going on for over a week. Noah took the defendant to court to try and get justice. Blah, blah, blah. So there we go. Now, is this the only reason I'm reporting this? Is because another thing had happened. See, another important thing happened. Gotta look at this right there. All right. After this is Daviscourt. This is her Twitter. Give her a follow. After I left the courthouse where I was reporting on Mr. Andy No's trial against Antifa, I found that my car was broken into by my hotel. The windows were busted, items were stolen, and personal identification documents were taken. Now, we're going to watch the video, and I'm going to give you my opinions. All right. So there you go. I just wasn't sure. I didn't watch it, so I wasn't sure if anyone was going to talk. So, yes, that happened after. Now, here's the thing. Sorry. That really sucks. That really, really, really sucks. And this is what happens when, you deal with Antifa, is they just break your shit. And that really, really sucks for her. Here's the thing. I don't know how her company works, obviously, but there's no way in hell I would bring my own personal vehicle if I was going to report on anything Antifa, because they are known to break into your shit and steal your shit. That's like, everyone knows that's what they fucking do. Sorry, I'm going blank for a second. But yeah, everyone knows that's what they do. So there's no way in hell I would bring my personal vehicle anywhere near a city I was going to report in. I'd either rent a car, take a cab, whatever. Now, I think, again, I don't know how her company works, but I think it would have been entirely reasonable if it was like, hey, will you guys pay for me to rent a car for X amount of days that I got to go to do this trial? Antifa likes to break shit and, do all this stuff. I don't want my personal vehicle to have to deal with this. And then if that was a no, either A, spend the money, get the extra coverage. Always, if you rent a car, always get the extra coverage where you can just walk away. No matter what happens, you can just walk away from it. Always get that coverage. I always get that coverage. And I am an extremely safe driver, but I always get that coverage. And then also what you should do is make sure there are no fucking personal documents at all. Like, keep your registration. Like, if it's your personal car, obviously you got to have your registration, all that, bring it with you. Make sure there's no receipts or anything in there. Make sure you take all, your registration, your insurance card, just keep it with you. She's a woman. She has a purse, like, going to assume. Most women have purses. Yes, that's a little sexist, but it's true. It's also very true. So, this was a bad, move on her part. She should have either A, not brought her personal vehicle at all, or B, at least ensure to bring her, make sure no identifying documents were taken. So that was a bad move on her part. Now, not blaming her, just saying what she could have done better to avoid this situation. So this really sucks for her, but I'm also not surprised. It is Antifa. I mean, they got nothing better than to do. So there's that. All right, now on to my next topic. The next topic is a racist teacher. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, a racist teacher? What? What could ever you mean? A racist teacher? You mean a white person is being racist against black people? Wrong! This is a black person being racist against white people. And this is a teacher, a first grade teacher. So let's dive into this. Hello, my one viewer, not viewer. Never mind. Changed your mind. Said, hey, fuck you. All right. So this is from Libs of TikTok. This racist teacher who has made a series of racist anti-white tweets is a first grade teacher in Mesquite. What the fuck? Mesquite, ISD, Texas. Okay. I'm guessing it's a private school. I wonder how her white students feel about her saying she wants to kill white people. Yeah, it's kind of fucking important, huh? Pause there. All right. Self-proclaimed black supremacist goes on an unhinged racist tirade after finding out her sister slept with a white man. Oh my God. She vows to destroy the relationship before asking her boyfriend to come and kill him for me. So apparently she has a history of racist tweets. Now, let's be clear here. Change the racist. Make it a white girl and make her sister sleeping with a black guy and saying this shit. This would be all over the news. All over the news. The Libs of TikTok wouldn't be even would be like the last person reporting this. This would be all over the news. So let's see what she says. Her name is looks like her name is Claire Kyle. Woke up to my sister being the biggest disappointment I've ever seen. Look at the color of the arms wrapped around my sister. My poor sister laid up with a pasty in my fucking house. Inconsolable. How many white classmates does she have? My sis letting all of your take turns on her. The disappointment I feel right now. Our parents raised us better than this. This girl spent all her dowry and now lay up with a white. What the fuck? Yes, I guess these are text messages between her and her sister. I'm assuming this is her sister, clearly. Yes, and my classmate Matt is here. Just FYI. That's the guy in the black truck. Yep, he white. All of them are. LMAO. It's true.
So.
Oh, here we go.
Y'all already know why I'm having a bad day.
Okay. I'm willing to bet. This is a filter right fucking here. It's a. You know what filter is? Hold on. I'll show you what filter is. It's this fucking filter right here. Look at it. I look just like her. Don't I? I look just like her.
Hey, my sister is a cave dweller smasher. In my house? On this land? I just want to let y'all know that I'm about to do everything in my power to fuck this relationship up. And it's going to be so fun and so satisfying to watch.
I had to call my man for backup. I can't believe has this fucking cave dweller in my freaking house. Did she introduce y'all? No, she didn't. Oh my God. I'm trying to stay calm. She know I'm a racist. Hold on. LOL. That man looked like a straight up Trump supporter. Come and kill him for me, Dre. I promise I'll help you hide the body. Bring all 4 of your guns. Like, I'm baffled at seeing a white man in my house. I can't believe it. This is supposed to be a Negro only house. I'm so mad right now, but I also don't want to cause a scene and embarrass her. I don't know what to do right now. Again, that's from her Twitter. I would not give a damn if a white person had what my bio says, because we already know y'all are evil people. So it's right on brand. And there are definitely white pages on here with my bio and worse. Why shouldn't I hate white people? Why should I show y'all any love at all? Name a big historical moment where white people did anything for black people out of the kindness of y'all heart. I mean, the Civil Rights Act. Those were all white people. They didn't need to do any of that. A white man, a good man, dude, you smoking crack. Today's the first day of school, y'all. Can't wait to see my students. Terrified for your students. Thank God I got me a real one. School for students start on August 7th, but teachers go back on July 31st. Dre, please tell me you see getting your ass ate as gay AF. Oh, okay, that's real soon. That's super gay. That's why I love you. Thank you for being homophobic like I am. You're my soulmate. What the fuck? This chick's weird. Chilling in my class while Twitter thinks. God damn it. All right, chilling in my class while Twitter thinks they can take my safe and secured. Okay. All right, so this is crazy white lady, or racist. Sorry, called her a white lady. This crazy chick, this racist chick. Now, what has happened? Now, normally we'd see this, nothing ever happens. Well, finally, some justice. Breaking. Elementary teacher who made a series of racist anti-white tweets, including wanting to kill someone for being white, has been fired and is not eligible for rehire. This is from Mesquite ISD. At approximately 4 p.m. yesterday, Mesquite ISD became aware of a series of alarming racist statements posted to X, formerly Twitter, account of a teacher at Thompson Elementary. Upon learning this situation, our personal staff began an immediate investigation. As of this morning, the employee is no longer a part of the Mesquite ISD organization and is not eligible for rehire. Due to privacy restrictions, Mesquite ISD cannot comment on the details of personal matters. Nevertheless, the highly offensive statement posted to her X account do not reflect the values and standards of Mesquite ISD, and the district condemns them in strong terms. Good on you. Very good on you. Look, you want to be an anti-white whatever. Hold on. You want to be that? Good for you. Live with the consequences. And these are the consequences. Oh, hold on. The consequences are that you're going to get fired. Like, how the fuck are you going to go? I probably shouldn't. But how the fuck are you going to post this on something public and not expect any backlash? Although, to be fair, I'm willing to bet she's done this before and never's gotten anything come back at her. Oh, she deleted her account. I just looked up her account. I'll show you. I just looked up her account at the Clara Kyle G. That's exactly what it says here on her Twitter thing. At the Clara Kyle G. The capital T, capital CLAIRE, Kyle G. I looked it up. Looks like she's like, oh shit. Well, can't do this anymore because I got fired. That's fucking hilarious. All right. So, yeah. So, there we go. She done got by her own dumb. Yeah, pretty much her own dumbness. All right. So, Rands, Seattle cop says criminals are running this city in brutal resignation letter. This is our next topic, obviously. Sorry, that was just funny as hell. That she deleted her Twitter. She's like, oh, fuck. Actually, before I forget, I need to start doing this a lot better. Oh, shit. Hold on. There we go. Cool. All right. So, just retweeted all that stuff. So, yeah. So, anyways, there you go. Lieutenant Jessica Taylor served in Seattle Police Department for the last 23 years, but she called it quits August 1st, and she made sure she didn't leave quietly, providing a rare in-depth look into how officers perceive the city and local lawmakers. Taylor refused to fill out the exit form, which asked questions like why an officer is leaving, who is their new employer, and what the officer liked most and least about working in the department. Instead, she offered Chief Adrian Diaz. I feel like Chief should be capitalized because it's the title. Man, I am becoming a grammar Nazi from watching all this shit, from doing this. Anyways, a 15-page resignation letter that promised an unfiltered, raw, and unapologetic description of why she made decision to retire. Oh yeah. Okay. This is terrible. All right, just continue. I want to go out with the truth. Oh, this is 14 minutes. Okay, no, I'm not going to listen to this. I want to go out with the truth. Taylor explained in an exclusive interview with the Jason Rand's show on KTTH. Taylor did not hold back her criticism. She shared the letter with the Jason Rand's show on KTTH out of fear the department would make it disappear. Probably. Chief Diaz, let me tell you, the state of Seattle Police Department and the city is a disgrace, she wrote in the letter. She shared with Jason Rand's show on KTTH. The toxic mix of Seattle City Council absurdity, the spineless of the mayor, the leniency of the prosecutor's office, and your failed leadership has accelerated this city's downhill slide straight to rock bottom. The problems were already brewing before you came on the scene, but since your arrival, it has since been a free fall into anarchy and chaos. Taylor called out the city council members because they lost touch with reality, making decisions that defy common sense and basic logic. Yeah. Their priorities seem to be playing politics and pandering to radical ideologies rather than genuinely serving the best interests of the city and its residents. Their absurd policies have turned Seattle into a playground for anarchists and criminals, and they have seemed completely unconcerned with the devastating consequences of their actions. If you haven't noticed, the criminals are running the city. Taylor then took on Mayor Bryce Harrell. She said he lacked the courage to take on the council and enforce the law. Instead of taking decisive actions to protect the city and its citizens, the mayor ignores the rampant lawlessness on our city. It is disgrace to see a city leader prioritize political correctness over the safety and well-being of its people. Aren't you embarrassed? As a nation, national and international outlets have criticized the city's permissive nature towards criminals. Taylor doesn't understand why local leaders seem unwilling to correct the city's trajectory. The now former lieutenant said Seattle is now suffering from a perfect storm of incompetence and chaos. It's no wonder Seattle has become a laughingstock of the nation and the globe. They are laughing at us on the international news. Aren't you embarrassed? I am. It's mortifying. The city that once prided itself on progressiveness and prosperity has now become a hotbed of crime and anarchy. She said the mayor and radical city council care more about pandering to extreme ideologies than actually governing. It's a disgrace, and it sees a city leader prioritize political correctness over the safety and well-being of its people. Listen, Seattle. Listen, Seattle deserves better, and it's time for a complete overhaul of leadership that has driven this city and state into the ground. Okay, so what are your reasonings for leaving? You will not be steering the exit interview with this questionnaire. I will. There are 15 type pages, all initialed, attached to line exit for public disclosure and transparency. None of this is your business. I like her. Sideline. The job took its toll on Taylor. She suffers from trigeminal neuralgia, a chronic disease that causes severe facial pain. Thanks to the COVID-19 vaccine mandate, she was sidelined. Despite the department being severely understaffed. She's otherwise fully vaccinated, but given her condition, didn't want to risk adverse effects. And I bet Seattle PD is rehiring all those people they sidelined or fired for not wanting to take the vaccine. While Taylor was not permitted to work, the department was under siege from council members seeking to defund it. And while the council debated how to cut 50% of the department's budget, cops were being demonized by the fringe council members like Tammy Morales and Teresa Mosqueda. Since then, nearly 600 officers have left the department. SPD is dangerously understaffed, and the officers and their families are suffering. The hours are ruthlessly long, and due to the staffing crisis created by you, the mayor, and the council, these unsafe conditions are entirely unacceptable. Completely. They have been working for years without a contract, also unacceptable. A message for Seattle residents. Despite her concerns, submitting her resignation was a bittersweet moment for Taylor. She loves the city, spending time volunteering to help the homeless and volunteering for the Special Olympics. She was also recognized by the National Guard with a Patriot Award, who honors supervisors who go above and beyond to support soldiers in the National Guard. Taylor got into policing to help her community. But she feels she wasn't able to anymore. She calls her coworkers incredibly dedicated, brave professionals and exceptional people. She now lives in Tri-Cities with a job outside of law enforcement, and while she won't be serving as a Seattle officer anymore, she still deeply cares for the community. She also has a message for the residents. The officers on the street are the backbone of this department, and they'll do anything they can and fight tooth and nail to make sure the public is taken care of. And apparently a Seattle PD spokesperson did not respond to criticism from Taylor. Of course I'm not. While we don't address personal issues, the Seattle PD is working alongside our city partners to restore the department to over 14,000 officers. We want our officers to feel valued, respected for their hard work every day, and we continue to highlight the work that on a routine basis. And right here's the PDF, and you can look at her full resignation letter. Hold on, let me get you guys, in case you didn't see it. Okay. Okay, and if you follow at Jason Rands, you'll be able to find when he did this, and you can click and look at the link yourself. All right. So now we got two more things that we're going to look at and call it a day. All right, we're going to look at some hoes now. So there we go. Can't make a wife into a hoe. Oh, all right. So this is from Camelot, of course. Camelot 331, discount Chris Pratt at Camelot 331. Changing Ferrari money for a used 04 Ford Focus. You buying? All right. So this chick is Lazy 25. Okay, I'm ready to be a stay-at-home mom already. If my future husband could stop hiding, that would be great. She has 2 kids. So she's a single mom who wants to be a stay-at-home mom. Wife or home. Yeah, stay-at-home mom. Shocking. All right, here we go. And then here's this. Okay, no, it doesn't. Okay. So this one's really funny. I'll talk about the other thing in a second. Let me just read this one. All right. Oh man, this is funny as well. All right, a Cape Town couple, which made headlines a year ago, after a wife had a complicated pregnancy delivery and later gave birth to black twin boys, opens up for the first time. George Venter revealed that his wife did not commit adultery, and there are no need for DNA tests since he believes the twins are his. Now here's why it's funny. Now, I know there are some instances where people have a small amount or some sort of amount of of African blood, and they'll pop up a black baby, even though the both people are white, but someone on one of the side has some African blood, and it skipped a couple hundred generations and etc. Now, the boys are grown up fine. Grown up. We are all fine. And I have said this before, and I'm saying it now. Me and Leah, the wife, we both don't have a black origin in our respective family trees. But with God's will, we conceived black twins. People claim the kids were fathered by a black man. No, let me set the record straight. Leah never and will never cheat on me. The kids are mine, and it's not a medically condition that they're black. This is God's blessing. Woo! This guy is dumb. All right. All right. So let's. I'll get to that one in a second because that one's really fun. So the first chick, Lacey, 25, who's ready to be a stay-at-home mom, already due, and wants her future husband to stop hiding. She has 2 kids. Now, she has, one kid that's white, one kid that's black. Now, it very well could be same father. More likely, it's going to be the 2 different fathers. I'm just gonna say it's probably 2 different fathers. I'm willing to bet it's 2 different fathers. If I'm wrong and all that, okay, cool. But I'm willing to bet it's 2 different fathers. Just saying. Now she has 1 or 2. I'm going with 2. All right. Okay. Call me racist, but I think it's 2. I think you think it's 2 too. But you have 2 baby daddies. Okay. 2 baby daddies. And you want some other guy to come in and not only provide for your kids, but provide for you, who, as Camelot aptly explained, charging Ferrari money for a used Ford Focus. Pretty much. She wants a guy to come in, take care of 2 kids that aren't his from 2 different baby daddies, and provide enough for her to be a stay-at-home mom. Look, lady, you don't deserve to any of that. You made some poor decisions, clearly, not because you have 2 kids and you're not with their fathers. So why should a man have to come in and provide for you for someone who has kids that aren't his? Like, it's a bad bet to get with a single mom. It's a bad bet because, there's a 70% divorce rate initiated by women. Most guys don't even win paternity cases anyways. Like 90% don't win paternity cases. So why would he come in and rescue this girl? Provide for this girl just for the 70% likelihood that she's going to divorce him, and he's going to build a bond with these 2 kids. And even though there's a 90% rate for guys with their own biological kids, I guarantee it's 100% failure rate for kids that aren't even yours. But you'll build a bond with these kids because that's what happens. So yeah, no, fuck this lady. You stay where you belong, over there, over on the left side. You stay over there. All right, you can't charge Ferrari for a Ford Focus, Ferrari money for a Ford Focus. All right, so that's that. It's dumb. As Fresh and Fit says, single moms are recreational use only. All right, now this couple. Look, this dude's a loser and a simp. Now, how do I know this? Because he says God's will made his kids black. No. A black guy's dick inside your wife made the kids black. It wasn't God's will. I get unless you interpret God's will as making the black guy appear, your wife being attracted to the black guy, and then subsequently fucking the black guy and getting cummed in, and then birthing 2 black kids. No, those 2 kids are definitely someone else's father. Yes, this. Look, it would be one thing, of course, absolutely, been one thing if they admitted, I have black origins or my wife has black origins. That'd be one thing entirely. I'd be like, oh yeah, no, this is possible. It happens a bunch of times. I remember reading something where these 2 people that were deeply in love. They get married. She gets pregnant. She pops out a black kid. He gets furious and breaks up with her and gets very angry. And then the grandmother is like, oh no, you're I banged a black guy, and I was pregnant. Then I met your grandfather, who I married, and thank God the kid turned out white. That's what basically happened. That's the basics of the story. But this is clearly not the case because he admits that they don't have black origins. He says there was no need for DNA tests. If you're so confident, then why not get the DNA test? Like, look, I know it's not going to happen, but let's shut these naysayers down. No, I guaranteed she's like, no, I don't want to do a DNA test. She does that whole thing that women do. What, you don't trust me? Why are you getting a DNA test? Do you not trust me? And all that stuff. Look, look. If my wife popped out 2 black babies or a black baby, I get a fucking DNA test. I don't know of any, black DNA in my family tree. I haven't done extensive research. My brother has, but he's not mentioned it. If our kid comes out with like the whitest snow, blonde hair, blue eyes, I'd believe that because I got some Swedish in me. So if that came out, I'd probably believe that. Our daughter, I know she's mine. I don't need a DNA test. Now, how do I know? Well, she looks like me. She looks exactly like me almost. She's got my hairline and everything. I'm sorry, this article just makes me feel, dude, this chick cheated on her husband, and her husband's definitely a simp. He is definitely a simp. He probably has no confidence whatsoever, thinks this is the best he can get, and so he's just lying to himself. No, this chick cheated on you. She fucked another dude. Like, come on. Oh man, that was funny as fuck. Oh, need for DNA tests. I know my wife wouldn't cheat on me. No bullshit. She totally cheated on you. She got the BBC and got God. All right, guys. Well, that's the end of the show. I'm glad I ended it on that. It made me laugh. I hope you guys liked the show. I thought it was a good one. I ran for a long time, nearly 2 hours. Like I said, I'll do the January 6th stuff tomorrow. I was running low on time, and I didn't want to do, I probably would have gone like 3 hours doing this shit. But anyways, make sure you follow me at. Make sure you follow me on X at officialwghost. And again, Coffee Brand Coffee. Use this referral link. Get yourself 5% off, and then the coupon code is Ghost, and that'll get you 5% off as well. Make sure you follow me at Rumble and YouTube with Ghost, and then my gaming channel, Gaming with Ghost, on Rumble and Kick. I hope you all have a great time, and make sure you follow me, and more importantly, like the video.